In the world of technology, giants are often forged in the fires of garages and dorm rooms. But what happens when the visionary founder steps aside? Who can possibly fill those shoes? This is the story of a man who wasn't the founder, who wasn't the coding prodigy, but whose roaring passion and unwavering loyalty carried one of America's greatest companies through its most turbulent and defining chapter. It's the story of a leader whose legacy is not one of quiet genius, but of thunderous, heart-pounding, chair-throwing devotion. This is the story of Steve Ballmer and his relentless journey at the helm of Microsoft. Stephen Anthony Ballmer, born March 24, 1956, would come to be known as one of the most energetic and dynamic business leaders in American history. For 14 years, from the dawn of the new millennium in January 2000 until 2014, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft, the titan of technology. His tenure was marked by a leadership style that was anything but conventional. It was a whirlwind of enthusiasm, a force of nature driven by a raw, powerful passion for his work and for the company he helped build from the ground up. He wasn't just a CEO, he was Microsoft's biggest, loudest, and most fervent believer. The roots of Ballmer's extraordinary career trace back to the hallowed halls of Harvard University, where a friendship was forged that would change the course of technology forever. In the mid-1970s, he found himself sharing a dormitory with a brilliant, driven, and slightly quirky underclassman named Bill Gates. While Gates was busy dreaming up a world where a computer sat on every desk, Ballmer was diligently pursuing his own path, graduating magna cum laude in 1977 with a degree in art and applied mathematics. His first foray into the corporate world was a practical one. He took a position at Procter & Gamble, the consumer goods giant, working for 2 years as an assistant product manager. It was a valuable experience, teaching him the fundamentals of marketing and management in a structured, traditional environment. Seeking to further his business acumen, he then enrolled in the prestigious MBA program at Stanford University. But destiny had other plans. Bill Gates, who had since dropped out of Harvard to start a small software company called Microsoft, came calling. He needed someone he could trust implicitly, someone with a sharp business mind to complement his own technical genius. He convinced Ballmer to take the ultimate leap of faith, to drop out of Stanford and join his fledgling startup. On June 11, 1980, Steve Ballmer became Microsoft's 30th employee and, crucially, the very first business manager hired by Gates himself. In the 2 decades leading up to his ascent to CEO, Ballmer became the indispensable engine of Microsoft's growth. He wasn't just an employee, he was a foundational pillar, taking on a multitude of critical roles that shaped the company's destiny. He was the driving force behind the business itself, leading vital departments from sales and customer support to the very development of their core operating systems and long-term business strategy. While Gates was the architect of the code, Ballmer was the architect of the empire. One of his most profound contributions was the creation of Microsoft's vast and intricate partner network. Ballmer possessed an innate understanding that software was useless without a massive ecosystem to support it. He tirelessly researched markets, cultivated relationships, and built a global model of customers and partners that became the envy of the industry. This network, which grew to include over 640,000 partners worldwide, created a powerful moat around Microsoft's business, ensuring its products were sold, serviced, and integrated everywhere. Beyond the business front, his influence extended into the technical realm as well. He played an instrumental role in championing and building the StinkNet framework, a revolutionary platform that would empower a new generation of developers and applications. His relentless drive and proven ability to execute led to his appointment as president of Microsoft in July 1998, positioning him as the clear and designated successor to his longtime friend, Bill Gates. In the year 2000, the torch was officially passed. Steve Ballmer stepped into the role of CEO, inheriting a corporate kingdom at the peak of its power, but on the cusp of unprecedented change. The 14 years of his leadership were a crucible, a period defined by both monumental growth and profound challenges that tested the very soul of Microsoft. Under his watch, the company's financial performance was nothing short of staggering. He steered the ship with a steady hand, growing annual revenues from $25 billion to an incredible $70 billion. He wasn't just a caretaker, he was a builder. He championed bold new ventures, pushing for the launch of the Xbox 360, a console that didn't just compete with Sony and Nintendo, but fundamentally redefined online gaming and transformed the living room into a digital entertainment hub. After the widely criticized release of Windows Vista, Ballmer presided over one of the company's greatest comebacks with the launch of Windows 7 and operating system that was a resounding commercial and critical success, reaffirming Microsoft's dominance on the desktop. His tenure also saw one of the company's most successful acquisitions, the $8.5 billion purchase of Skype, at a time when digital communication was exploding. Ballmer had the foresight to bring the world's leading video and voice call service into the Microsoft fold, a move that would prove invaluable for decades to come. However, Ballmer's era was also marked by what many consider to be one of the biggest missed opportunities in modern business history. As Apple's iPhone and Google's Android operating system began their meteoric rise, Microsoft was slow to recognize the seismic shift towards mobile computing. The company's efforts, culminating in the Windows Phone, failed to gain a meaningful foothold in the smartphone market. This struggle to adapt to the new mobile-first world would become the defining criticism of his leadership. In a last-ditch effort to right the ship and streamline the sprawling corporation for a new era, Ballmer announced a sweeping One Microsoft strategy in 2013. It was a bold attempt to break down internal silos and unify the company's disparate divisions to better compete in a world moving rapidly toward cloud computing and mobile devices. A year later, in 2014, he announced his retirement, emotionally passing the CEO baton to Satya Nadella, leader who would build upon the foundations Ballmer had laid and defended for so long. Leaving Microsoft didn't mean fading into obscurity for Steve Ballmer. Instead, he channeled his signature passion and immense resources into new arenas. In 2014, he made headlines by purchasing the Los Angeles Clippers basketball team for a record $2 billion, fusing the franchise with his infectious courtside enthusiasm. But his most significant post-Microsoft legacy lies in his profound commitment to philanthropy. He and his wife Connie have become two of America's most generous benefactors. Pledging billions of dollars through their Ballmer Group, their work focuses on one of the nation's most pressing challenges: creating pathways out of poverty for children, families, and minority communities. Proving that his desire to build a better future extends far beyond the world of technology. Steve Ballmer's story is not a simple tale of triumph. It's a complex, human, and deeply American narrative of loyalty, fierce competition, of breathtaking success, and of learning from painful missteps. He was the passionate steward who maintained incredible growth for a technology giant during a critical period of transition, all while facing down a storm of new and agile competitors. He may not have been the founder, but his heart beat in sync with Microsoft's for over 3 decades. His legacy is a powerful reminder that leadership isn't just about vision. It's about passion, resilience, and an unwavering, thunderous belief in the journey.